Hello, my beautiful people. I don't know what inspired me to do this at 11 o'clock at night, but I was super inspired to come have a chat with you guys. So I actually was doing this on my story and it was getting so long that I decided to come and deliver this to you in a live, and this way it'll be saved as an IGTV for anybody who's interested in this topic to return to later. So I'm going to be talking about becoming an entrepreneur. Do you have what it takes? It takes a lot. Not everyone is built to be an entrepreneur, and I feel like we have seen a huge shift in society recently. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to be their own boss. Everybody wants to be a business owner. And not to say that everybody can't be, but does everyone have what it takes is the huge question. So a lot of us from a young age are programmed to follow this like a specific timeline of our lives, right? You go to preschool, you go to elementary school, you go to middle school, you go to high school. Most people go to college. A lot of our parents told us we need to have a college degree, and then there was a shift where it wasn't enough to have a college degree, right? Now you need to get your master's degree in order to get a good paying job, right? And then you get your 9 to 5. You get married, like you have kids, like this very uniformed way that I think society is 100% moving away from, with good merit, because as we see, you don't need to have a degree to have success. Just because you have a degree, it doesn't make you smarter, it doesn't make you better, right? Unfortunately, for some occupations, it is the differentiating factor for whether or not you make more money, but that is not the case when it comes to entrepreneurship, right? We have a whole new level playing field, and that is what I love about being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, being your own boss. So 100% you have to be built different. It is not easy. Your journey is not going to be easy no matter what field you're getting into. And unfortunately, we live in a world where we have social media, and social media is a highlight reel. And a lot of people don't choose to use their platforms to share their struggles, And I don't think that is just because of the age of social media. I just think a lot of us are built that way, And I don't think that there's fault or shame in that. A lot of people aren't willing to share their failures when they're in that stage of their life, but it's something that does come out later once they move past it. Like, it's always easier to speak about things in retrospect, but let me move away from that because I can go on. I have some notes here, so bear with me, but I wanted to ask 2 questions, right? So being an entrepreneur takes a lot of sacrifices. I want to ask you, 1, how far can you go? And 2, how far are you willing to go? And really, really reflect with that question, because a lot of people say, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what it takes. Ask yourself, are you willing to commit? In reality, are you going to flee the first time something goes wrong? There's nothing wrong with that if you do, but failure is a part of success. Literally by definition, you need to fail in order to succeed. And my recommendation, or not even my recommendation, in my experience, you have to reprogram your mind and do a lot of unlearning when you become an entrepreneur. It's okay to fail. A lot of us have a fear of failure, right? We're taught not to do things wrong, but we just need to look at failure in a different way. Failure is a stepping stone. We need to see it as a form of progress and realize that there are lessons to be learned from every time we fail. And if you keep making the same mistakes, if you're stuck in the same place, it just means you haven't learned a lesson. And that's why the universe won't let you move forward. When you come to that realization and you learn the lesson that needs to be learned there, that is when you'll take a step forward. So, I'm sorry. It takes a lot of discipline to be an entrepreneur, to be your own boss, and it takes a lot of self-motivation. No one is coming to say you, I don't mean that in a mean way. You probably have a community of followers, a community of supporters, but at the end of the day, nobody's coming to work your business for you, right? This is not like a lot of us were employees at some point. You know, maybe you had your first job, maybe you had a salaried position and you were an overachiever, you know, you were constantly going the extra mile for your boss. Maybe you weren't even recognized for it, right? A lot of us have been under-recognized. And I think that's what helps us thrive so much in the field of entrepreneurship, is because we have a platform where we can go the extra mile, we can get recognition for it, we can see the rewards for the fruits of our labor, versus like your boss at your job may not have given you recognition, may not have given you overtime, may not have given you the raise or the bonuses that you deserved. And as unfortunate as that is, one of the perks of entrepreneurship is that you're working for your dreams and no one else's, right? You have the ability to pay yourself. And I think that it's awesome. And most of us choose to invest back into our business. And I think that is huge, huge, huge. So, one thing I want to move on to is that a lot of us do not have, business problems, right? We have personal problems that reflect in our business, and your business can only go as far as you have developed yourself personally, right? So 100% when I say invest in yourself, is investing in your business. Work on personal development, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's a podcast that you pick up. Maybe it is maybe it's a training video. Maybe it is, what am I trying to say? A book. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm talking to myself, but a book. My brain sometimes goes faster than my mouth does, and then I'm like trying to catch up. I'm sure a lot of people are like that, but it's a process. And remember, like, it takes a lot of discipline, right? A lot of people, depending on what field you're in, personally, I'm in network marketing and direct sales. Short-term sacrifices for long-term reward, right? That is currently my vision. That is currently my process. In anything you do, though, this applies no matter what your field is, whether you're in a traditional business or whether you're in network marketing. Sure, 6 months of hard work can set you ahead like 5 years, and constantly work like that. Work with urgency, right? Be consistent, be present, show up every single day. Remember that consistency compounds. That's how you're going to see success, is through consistency. Work urgently, right? Understand that your journey is going to take as long as it needs to take for you to develop in the person that you need to be. But it's not don't focus on the length of your journey. Hi, oh my gosh. Don't focus on how long your journey takes, right? Your journey is your journey. You need to like bask in the glory. You need to enjoy it, and don't compare yourself to anyone. Just because Fulanita took 6 months and she started seeing success in her business doesn't mean that you showing up to your business every day for a year isn't gonna send you up the same way. You know, like, a lot of us want instant gratification. We get into this comparison game, especially because of social media, and we don't realize how important our work is and the people that we inspire. And I think that is so huge. And I'm just saying this like a year into entrepreneurship. These are the lessons that I've learned. They helped me so much, and I've lived through them, and I know that they can help someone else, which is why I wanted to do this live here and bring some value to your feed. Do not get yourself into that comparison game. A straight way out of that comparison game is gratitude. So every morning I wake up, the two highest frequencies of vibration in this world are gratitude and affirmation. So I start my morning with gratitude. I start my morning with affirmations. I love you too. Happy New Year. I start my morning with affirmations, and it sends me on a whole other frequency, right? I vibrate higher, and that is how I attract my blessings. So my tips for you, if you're interested in being an entrepreneur, you're a couple months or a couple years into your entrepreneurship journey, it's not easy, right? But it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. There's not anything that I have gone through this last year that I regret, that I wouldn't do again, that I would do differently because of the lessons I've learned, right? Nothing is a failure. There's always value and there's always a lesson to be taken out of every experience that I've endured. Have a clear why. That's my next one. So for a lot of us, there's a reason behind what we want to do. There's a reason and a drive behind our business, right? I always tell people, if you're in network marketing, we have duplicatable systems. You can't teach hunger and you can't teach success. And this is why one of the first questions I ask you is like, how far are you willing to go? When you have the first chance to cut out and something doesn't work your way, are you going to walk away? If you're going to walk away, your why is not strong enough, I promise you. And what you need to do is sit down and reflect with yourself and ask you, what is going to keep me pushing, right? For example, for me, I didn't have a strong why in the beginning. I was like, oh, I'm going to start this business and I'm going to get an extra $50 a month, right? Because I was embarrassed. I was nervous to start this business. I did not have a strong why. I didn't realize how bad I needed it. And that was a huge, huge lesson and a huge, huge hurdle for me to overcome, right? Until I saw what it could do for me and until I saw what it could do for my family. So my why went from me getting material things, me paying off my debts, to now this is for me and my future family who I don't even know yet. How beautiful is that? This is for me and my current family, right? This is for me to pay back my mom for the life that she's given me. And if your why doesn't make you sit there and cry, like I'm about to start tearing up, if you don't have a knot in your throat, your why is not strong enough. And your why needs to be strong enough. It needs to be clear enough for you to sit there and say, when you hit that next hurdle, that is going to set you back into motion and have tunnel vision. So again, I'm going to go back to this next tip, which is there is a lesson to be learned from every failure. And I feel like, I'm sorry, my notes are such a mess. There's a lesson to be learned in every failure. Absolutely do not give up, you guys. I think entrepreneurship is beautiful, and like I said, take the time to enjoy and bask in the glory of your journey. There's honestly nothing better out there, despite whether you're pursuing a traditional business, whether you're pursuing network marketing or direct sales. Like, there's so much beauty in being your own boss. There's so much beauty in becoming a business owner. And remember, your gift, or your gift to this world is your business. Your gift to this world is the products or service that you can deliver to people. And that is huge. You should never be ashamed of your business. Do not get me wrong. A lot of us go through it. It feels very egotistical and self-centered to be sharing your product or service, but you will never have regret if you truly believe in what you have to offer people. And like, I can say that with a straight face because I know what my business has done for me, and it would be so selfish of me to keep this opportunity from other people. Like I said, I was nervous to start my business. I didn't realize how bad I needed it. I didn't realize until I saw what it could do for me. But like, in a materialistic way to explain to you guys, it's not even materialistic, but I was a college student working 5 jobs one summer. I didn't have the time freedom. I didn't have location freedom. I was trading time for hours. When I started working in college, I was starting at $10 an hour. And I was so broke. First of all, if you know me, you know how much I love coffee. I go to Dunkin' like 3 times a day. And I was putting my coffee on my credit card, and it's so stupid looking back on it now. But something as simple as that, like starting a business and making an extra $50 a month, making an extra $500 a month, $5,000 a month, which is what I started to look toward. Because by the time this my business fell onto my lap, I was like, hey, I was taking summer classes, and I had five jobs, and I was taking 3 summer classes. I had to take out a personal loan because I couldn't get financial aid to cover it. And let me tell you how stressed I was, because I couldn't hang out with my friends, right? I was living at school. I was working 5 jobs. I went to the beach one time that summer. Like, I couldn't do anything fun. I was taking classes to make sure that I was graduating on time. And I had to pay back that loan immediately, because since it was a private loan, it wasn't those loans I could put past into graduation. And I never saw the money from my 5 jobs because my loan was eating it up. And that stressed me out. I didn't realize, like, I was praying, like, oh my God, how do I make more money investing less time, where I don't have to sit at a place locked down at a desk all day, inside all day. And I was praying for this business. And let me tell you, I said no for 7 months. 7 months. And it took like literally a slap in the face from God to tell me, like, the universe told me so many times I should do this. And finally I did it. And even when I did it, I didn't take it seriously. But this is why I'm giving you the tips for being an entrepreneur. I'm not going to speak too much about my story and my experience, but I've lived through this journey for the past year, and I'm excited. I'm so excited for the next year that I'm going to embark on. And maybe you already learned these lessons. If you have any lessons, drop them in the comments for other people to learn from. But maybe you haven't, and maybe I can provide some value for you that you can learn from. So one, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry, like, I'm kind of a little bit all over the place because, like, this was not planned at all. I just scribbled a whole bunch of notes, but I was, like, randomly inspired to do this live. And also, if you would be so gracious and so kind to tag an entrepreneur that you think would find this live valuable, I deeply appreciate it. Thank you for everyone who tuned into this live, and thank you for everybody who supports me and supports my business. You guys honestly mean the world to me, and I'm gonna get a little bit emotional, but like, seeing everybody pop up on Instagram, seeing everybody's messages, like, I really do appreciate it, because like, entrepreneurship can be hard. A lot of us have like personal battles and personal experiences that we don't talk about. I love you, Wendy. And, you know, like, having this type of community to turn to, especially like when we all can't be physically together, it means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much. I love you all. Have a beautiful night.